Well, I figured I'd do a video on the green booger I bought for 200 bucks. I haven't done a video on it since I bought it pretty much. I just moved it down here where I'm staying, and so I got a place to work in at least, so I don't know that I showed you guys all the crap that's going on. I mean, I got carpet out, I got the dash just sitting in here, just, you know, it's just sitting in here. So I went to fire it up yesterday, and it would just crank and not start. And I didn't have the cluster in, so I didn't see any lights or nothing, but I think I deduced it down to the dual relay that these cars are known for underneath the dash. Here's the part number of the relay I just got from AutoZone. So plugged it in, and now it's firing up. So that's always a bonus. I just for 200 bucks, this engine runs mint. Just a purse. It's warmed up, so don't do that. But of course, lights are on for everything because well, everything's out of the thing. So yeah, the airbag module is shot. I believe that there's a code in there for it, just a pure fault for that alone. So this has the automatic climate, so I can't wait to get that going. But the biggest problem is that there's a dead mouse on top of that box right there. It's been there since I bought it. I think it died shortly after I bought it because it didn't stink this bad until I got it home. And I found a massive mouse nest in there in the duct, and I have the duct pulled out because they were using that as like a little pathway to shit and piss in. Just absolutely rank. I mean, it's better in here now. I had to clean. You can see little spots where stuff was stuck from all the urine and shit. I mean, they were running right underneath the center console. I mean, there's mouse turds everywhere in here, but the heater box, I don't know about that heater part of the heater box, because that's a separate section. But this middle section needs to be replaced because that was like their toilet. I mean, it's just goo on top of there. I had the dash off before. I mean, the whole pad moves and comes out. I gotta find a new heater box section there and replace that. And I probably have to get a new shifter. Probably end up having to I gotta pull the cluster apart. You can see the turds and stuff there. I mean, this is just like a biohazard. Holy shit, does it just need cleaning. I mean, 200 bucks, and the engine runs great. The body's in good shape. I showed you guys in the video when I bought it. I noticed rust here pretty bad. It's bubbling up. But other than that, the rockers are fine. The underside is fine. Under the hood is fine. It's just got this dent here. We'll have to try and pull out. And then I noticed when I was looking at it that maybe that has an alignment issue now. Maybe I think the wheel's straight, but you can see it's tilted in pretty good. But then I come over here, and that wheel's pretty well up and down. So I'm thinking that whatever they bumped into might have bent something back there. Probably not a big deal because it's not that big of a dent. They probably just bumped something pretty decent and bent something, so hopefully we can get that straightened out. But I'm already drawing plans up for this thing, and I'm already $600 into the car, including the cost of it. I'm gonna need new rear lights, and this one's fine. This one's busted at the bottom. So I'm going to source out 2002 lights where the blinker and the reverse light are on the bottom. That looks a whole lot better to me. So I'm going to source them out. And I think that's going to be about 120 bucks for all four of those. Headlights are fine though. And then once I get to that point, I will do a video for you guys, because if you guys have one of these cars and we're wondering about daytime running lights on this thing, only the Canadian vehicles had daytime running lights because it's the law in Canada, not in America. Unfortunately, it may be now, but it wasn't then, at this era. This is the 98. So I will do my own custom daytime running light, because I can't find a daytime running light module, can't find a schematic very easily, and you know what? It just ain't even worth the hassle. What I'm going to do is have the... I'm going to see if there's a wire that turns on when the car is started, when it's running, right after you let go of the key type of thing. And from that point, if I could find one of those wires, then I'll just have it running to a resistor to run the high beams down to 6 volts, and then have a diode as well to keep the power from the high beams running backwards from the high beams to the wire I ran. Otherwise, it's just going to be on when I turn the key on. So I want daytime running lights. It's just kind of like a fancier little feature. It's already a semi-loaded version of this car: automatic climate, sunroof, leather or pleather or whatever, and a fake wood trim. So only thing it's missing is heated seats, I believe. And I need a new transmission for this thing, though. That's the biggest thing. That's why it was $200. Thing goes in first, it goes in reverse, it goes into third gear, but not second gear, and I don't think fourth gear or overdrive. Well, overdrive. The code I'm getting is for the torque converter solenoid A or something like that, and I already replaced the solenoid, and it's still, I mean, the code comes up instantly as soon as you clears it, so there's a short somewhere with the transmission, but it's just not, transmission's just not right, so that's just gonna go bye-bye. But I know people are gonna say you should do a manual swap. That's all right. I don't want to daily drive a manual. I really don't. I don't have a problem with a manual. I could drive a stick. I just don't want one. Okay. I like automatic for stuck in Chicago traffic and shit. I mean, because this will probably be my road travel car. I'll be driving back and forth to Michigan, you know, at 25 miles, 23 to 25 miles to the gallon versus 14 to 16. So that's what my thoughts are. And I'm already, like I said, I'm making plans. I was thinking about getting the prettier style factory rims. These are one of the basic style. And then getting a rear trunk lid in this color with a spoiler. Because I think these look, with the spoilers, look pretty cool. So they already have the mud flaps. I don't think mine had that even. So, but it's got some rust starting. And convenient places, there's a dent here, so I'm sure the paint cracked. But overall, the car's body is in great shape. A quick buff, and this thing will look brand new. The roof's paint's peeling, but these older cars are known for the paint fading and peeling really bad. But so on and so forth. But I figured it'll make a nice, you know, Facebook deal maker. You know, I love driving my truck. That's a given. But at 14 miles to the gallon, I just can't. It just doesn't pay, and getting better gas mileage is definitely a plus. Here's the duct for the dash I pulled out, and they were nice enough to make it so it splits open, so I could get in there and clean it all out. And that's half the That's half the ducts. There's still a duct in the dash yet. That is probably, I want to say maybe it's the defrost. Yeah, it is. It's the defrost. So I don't know what other ducts are in there. Maybe for the middle? No? I don't know. But, yeah. I'm excited because the car's in great shape otherwise. And, so on and so forth. So I figured I'd do a quick update video for you guys of what's going on. I'm going to get it pulled in. I'm going to finish ripping the dash apart finally and get the heater box ripped out. I have an ozone machine that I bought for this car. Because of the stank in it. I bought new carpet, and that's really about it. Don't ask me how I'm 600 into it. The carpet was 120, 130 bucks, I think. And that's in decent shape. I don't know what else. It's going to need a seat cover. That I'm going to do. The other side's really nice yet. So, seat cover. How am I 600 into it? $35 for the fuel pump. I swapped that because, like I said, it was cranking and not starting. So I was squirting ether into it, and it would fire up and purr like a kitten. But up until that, it would just sit there and crank and not even try, not even putt, nothing. Just like it had no fuel. But the minute you spray ether, just fine, no problems. So now the relay's in there, it's working great. I really hope that was the problem, because it was hit or miss. Sometimes the car would start and sometimes it wouldn't. And I know these cars had a problem with intermittent starting with that relay, but this was really random because I don't drive the car every day. So it was just whenever I went to go start it to hear it or whatever, it just sometimes it'd start on the first try and sometimes it wouldn't. But it was always an extended crank, and then it wouldn't. Extended crank, fire up, and it would stay running. You could rev the snot out of it, drive it, whatever, but the minute you shut it off and go to restart, it would just sit there and crank. So it very well could have been the relay. And I tried resoldering the one that was in there, but it still would not work. It still... And with the cover off and the relays exposed, I held my fingers on them. The fuel pump relay would click on when you turn the key on, shut off after a couple seconds, and then you go to crank it, and you could feel the other relay go click, 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 or something like that. So it's like it had a bad connection, even though I reflowed the solder. It put more solder on it, so the points weren't showing on the contacts and all that stuff. So, but it must have been a crappy relay or something. I'm really hoping that was all it is, because this battery's a frickin' trooper, though. This is the battery that came with the car. It was dead as a doornail when I bought it. Same story with my 06 my 06 Sierra when I bought that. Both batteries are dead as a doornail. No life whatsoever. But put them on the charger overnight and they're good to go. I mean, I only had the car running here for maybe 15-20 minutes, if that. And it's charged the battery up really well. You saw me start it there. It starts up pretty dang good. I'll leave it on the battery tender overnight just to get the battery up to 100%. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I bought this red top battery for $40, and it's the same ones I bought for my LBZ, and same exact one. Probably a little bit older. There's no date code on it, unfortunately, but $40, and well, you can see it's fully charged now, and I've been using that to jump start the thing. But I think I want to get some side post terminals for this car and put that red top in here, just for the peace of mind, because I charged that battery up over a month ago and it's been sitting on the shelf ever since. And a month's gone by, 12.3 volts, perfect. So, mint, that sucker's going in here. That's what's 800 cold cranking amps. That's probably more than this car ever required. So, and that's not the factory battery that's in this car. I mean, like, size-wise, it's oddball size in there. But it still works. And I picked up used terminals for it and everything. I'll give you a peek under the hood, because it has been a while since I did a video on it. The other annoying thing is this hood latch sticks bad. Ugh. It just won't go back down. You have to have a pair of pliers. And the guy showed me this. And it really sucks that it's doing that, because I tried to find where that cable was running, and it's like running through the fender and everything else, and I'm like, oh, no easy way about that, but you gotta pull on this cable right here to get it to release. I lubed all that up already and whatnot. Because I learned in small shop class that if your lawnmower's got like a sticky cable, like for the cruise control or whatever, take the cable off, stick it in a drain pan full of oil. Let it sit for a couple days or so, and then, drain it out. Move the cable back and forth and all that stuff, and that'll help free it up a lot. That's what I was going to do, but, yeah. It does not seem like an easy task to locate this cable everywhere it goes, because it just poof, gone through the fender and whatnot. So, joy. But anyway, so here's the engine. Purrs like a frickin' kitten. The belt squeaks. But I had to buy a tranny dipstick. That's one of the things I bought, because the guy didn't have that. The solenoid, I think, was like $40, $50, $60 used at a junkyard. And other than that, on the terminals too, that's probably what. I know it looks shitty and sketchy and everything else, but it works for the moment. Like I said, I want to get some side post terminals, put that red top in here. But let's see if there's a date on this thing or not. Yep, 10 of 16. So this sucker's already 4 years old. It's been dead how many times? It just keeps coming back, and it's, yes, it's a Ford battery. That's how you know it's not from Honda. So, but yeah, Ford, blah blah blah. It's just a battery. Get over yourself. But anyway, I might need valve cover gaskets when the transmission's out. If I have to pull the whole engine transmission together, then I'll end up doing the water pump and timing belt and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's got to be done outside the car anyway, because it looks like it's fairly tight. But yeah, it's because where is it? It's written here. What do we got? 114,420 timing belt, water pump, tensioner, and idlers and spark plugs, and that was in 07. So yeah, that was a while ago, and we're at 193,000 now. So we're 80,000, 81,000 miles into it, but that was 07. That was, we're crouching on 14, 15, 16 years old. So not good for rubber, that's for sure. But she just purrs like a kitten. I can crank her up again. Oh, I just love that it fires up now. And yes, it's a Honda. I know it'll probably run forever. But purrs like a kitten. There's one thing that's janked up. A mouse had chewed through this main wire going from the coil to the distributor. And so I just found a piece of copper household wire and stuck it in both ends. But it'll get new spark plug wires, it'll get new spark plugs, and probably a new cap and rotor just to be safe, and it'll be mint. So it's only temporary, of course, but the transmission will get that swapped out, and she should be just mint as can be. So heck yeah, pretty excited. So stay tuned. I know it's just a Honda, but it's the V6. It's also semi-fully loaded. So, but look at the brake lines on this guy. I mean, the brake lines are just pretty damn mint. Even all the way back there where they're kind of exposed. And this car was taken care of, so I'm just excited. Sounds good. One nasty thing about revving it up is it's usually steams, but the mice got up inside the tailpipes, and there's not a blockage in there, but I'm trying to burn their nest out of there or something, because every time I run it, it just stinks like burning mouse piss. It's just disgusting. So every aspect of this car they were in. When I pulled the fuel pump cover off on this thing, there was a mouse nest on top of it. It's like, holy shit. They were just in and out of everything on this car. But surprisingly, the only check engine light code is for this solenoid right here. So it's not even bad, They didn't get into the wiring all that bad. Visibly, they didn't get into any of the wires. So I'm just excited. Thing runs great, sounds good, coolant's full. Wasn't when I got it, but I topped it off, and I've ran it quite a few times now, and seems to be good to go. So probably once I get the transmission done, I'll give her a good power wash under here. She'll really look good. So like I said, I'm excited. $200, 600 into it now, roughly. I think just under, but need some new hood shocks because those are just junk. But pretty damn good shape. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace and was like, $200, and I could even flip it better than that. Transmission, I looked on Car Part Quick. A transmission was like $400 or $500. I was like, oh man, dude, I could sell that thing for like $1,200. And of course I couldn't see the dent back here, so when I got it home, or got it on the trailer and was like, oh damn it, really? I asked for better pictures, but I knew $200 that people were just gonna be pouncing all over this thing. And so I was like, you know, I sent him like, can I get some more pictures? And I thought about it, about all that stuff, and I was like, I'll just take it. I'll take it. And he's like, okay. I said, I'll be on my way right now. And he's like, okay. And when I got there, I was like, so many people messaged about it. He goes, yeah, as soon as you said you'd get it, 1 billion people after you messaged saying they were come get it right now. But I'm glad you showed up, blah, blah. So, yeah. Pretty excited. So, heck yeah. I had to do the idle air control valve on this as well, because that was bad. It wouldn't idle worth a dang, so that I replaced. I think that was like $60 on its own. So now you can understand where, you know, $260 and $50 or $60 for that, and $100 for the carpet, and this, that, the other. Next thing you know, we're almost at $600. Oh, and the intake tube here, had to replace that too. It was all dry rotted. So bing bong boom, we're about $600 already for a transmission. I know I'm probably going to be into it, especially if I get rims. It needs tires, that's a given. But and then timing belt and water pump and stuff, I'm going to be into it for more than the car's probably worth. I know. But I love the fact that there's actually room to work on this thing in here. I mean, you could pull the cylinder heads off in here if you needed to. I mean, there's just loads of room in here. So that is just such a plus. So I was thinking about doing head gaskets. If I had to pull the engine, I was like, you know what, $200,000, might as well do head gaskets, get it out of the way. But I think I'll drive it the way it is. New timing belt, water pump and stuff, of course. I know, while you're in there, you might as well do head gaskets too, but you really don't want to mess with it if you're in a problem. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but do regular maintenance. So I know I keep rambling on, but now it's become like a 15-20 minute video on a Honda. What can I say? $200. Ooh, that exhaust stinks. Ooh. I'm done smelling that. But pretty excited. Never had all the buttons on there before. Yeah, that's fancy. It's a fancy Honda. You know, I was really pissed when Dad bought that Honda for me. I was more pissed at the car than I was having a Honda. I was like, what the hell? You know, this thing is so basic. Yes, it's got a sunroof, but it had cloth seats, which isn't bad, but there was like no power to it. It was right above the all manual seats. I think that side's all, that side might have power too, I think. I'll double check. But it was just so basic. I mean, it had cruise control, power windows and locks, and it was like, oh yeah, this is all manual. Garbagey. So, but when I got this car and I saw this, I was like, no way, it's got automatic climate. No way. I didn't know they even offered that. And it looks like it's busted, but it's like the foam seal ring has popped up, so I gotta take that apart. But she'll be mint when I get done with it, so heck yeah, I'm excited. Cheap car turns into a cheap, reliable beater, so heck yeah. But hope you guys enjoyed my Honda instead of the Duramax for once. I know it's not a Seville like my channel, Duramax and Seville goodness. Well, now it'll be a 3-liter VTEC goodness, man. But yeah, and then you see my past video doing the purge valve on the 08 Accord 3.5 liter V6. So interesting little quirks and features, these guys. But I just can't wait to be done with it and have a mint car, pretty much. So, alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of the comments. Thanks for watching. God bless.